Hello everyone, Spood here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing Jesus accused by his family and by the teachers of the law, verses 20 to 34. Then Jesus entered a home, and again a crowd gathered, so that he and his disciples were not even able to eat. When his family heard about this, they were to charge of him, for they said, "He is out of his mind." And the teachers of the law who came down to Jerusalem said, "He is possessed by Beel, Beel, Beelzebub. I'm gonna skip that. I can't say that. By the prince of demons. He is driving out demons." So Jesus called them over to him and began to speak to them in parables. "How can Satan drive out Satan? If a kingdom is divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. If a house is divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan opposes himself and is divided, he cannot stand. His end has come. In fact, no one can enter a strong man's house without first tying him up. Then he can plunder the strong man's house. Truly I tell you, people can be forgiven all their sins, and every slander they utter." Golly. "But whoever blasphemes against the Holy Spirit will never be forgiven. They are guilty of an eternal sin." He said this because they were saying he has an impure spirit. Then Jesus' mother and brothers arrived, standing outside. They sent someone in to call him. A crowd was sitting around him, and they told him, "Your mother and brothers are outside looking for you." "Who are my mothers and my brothers?" he asked. Then he looked at those seated in the circle around him and said, "Here are my mother and my brothers. Whoever does God's will is my brother and sister and mother." And well, yeah, that's the end of that one. Let's see. I like how he says if a kingdom is divided against itself, then that kingdom cannot stand, showing logic that how can Satan be against Satan? How can they accuse him of being Satan if he's driving out Satan? If he's driving out demons? Because how can demons drive out demons? It just doesn't make sense. Why would they? One, why would they? Two, then it would be it would collapse the kingdom. The kingdom more so as Satan's. I don't know. You get the idea. I can't exactly explain it, sadly. But yeah, that was my good part. A good part. Spood, over and out.